What's going on, guys? Yes, another lazy compilation video because I need to get paid and y'all need content. We'll roll it.
What do you do in the first 24 hours of winning $50 million?
Gotcha. Go to an attorney, get a trust set up. Do not accept that money until you have the trust set up, and accept the money in the name of the trust. And do not make the trust your name.
What do you do?
That's free game. I haven't researched.
The Federal Reserve, they're going to be raising interest rates. They're going to be performing quantitative tightening to reduce inflation, and it's going to trigger a stock market crash. There's going to be a bunch of wild stock market rallies along the way, so that would be a great opportunity to write covered calls, to offload positions, and to short zombie company. However, it is most likely that the stock market is going to end up crashing. The Federal Reserve, they're going to attempt to bring down inflation to their target rate of 2%, which is going to be highly unlikely. That's because the Federal Reserve, they can only raise interest rates by so much until they reach that point where the government, they're going to get very uncomfortable with the rising interest payments on their debt. So
because the government, if they raise interest rates, they have to be able to afford to make those interest payments too. Because the person with the most debt is the government.
this is going to be an unsustainable situation. When we reach that breaking point, the federal government, they're going to speak with Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and they're going to tell him, like, are you trying to collapse the federal government? They're going to tell him, we can't afford to make these high interest payments.
That's what I said. The government can't afford those payments. You're raising these rates and they can't afford
on our federal debt. So the Federal Reserve,
y'all should have saved money. Y'all should have did all those things y'all tell other poor people.
they're going to have no choice but to terminate quantitative tightening, and they're going to stop raising interest rates. When that happens, inflation, it's going to pick up again, and we're going to see more financial asset appreciation. Financial asset inflation, better said. So this is going to trigger a massive stock market rally. Growth stocks, they're going to skyrocket. Cryptocurrencies, they're going to go to the moon. The federal government, they're going to prefer inflation rather than risking default, because with inflation, the governments, they're going to be able to collect more tax money. It also means the 30 trillion that they have,
they're going to be able to collect more tax, not from the people, probably from like real estate and all the other assets that people have, because if things are going up or you're selling your stocks, they're collecting taxes. You're making money, so the government's making, that kind of makes sense.
Debts, it's going to be easier to keep up with, and the interest payments, they're going to become more manageable. So at that point, that's the point when it's going to become checkmate. So the stock market crash that we're going to have relatively soon, it's going to be big, but it's not going to be the big one, because that's probably going to be one cycle, so one more cycle away. So ultimately, this is what I'm envisioning. It's going to be a stock market crash triggered by the Federal Reserve, followed by a crazy stock market rally triggered by the Federal Reserve. From there, it's going to be choose your poison. It's going to be the big one, the big crash, or it's going to be hyperinflation. When the big crash comes, so if they go that route, the Federal Reserve, they're not going to be able to rescue the stock market. At that point, it's going to be a decision between screw over all the retirees by wiping out their 401ks and their IRAs, or let hyperinflation turn us into the next Venezuela. The Federal Reserve.
Next clip.
All right, so I'm here with
Wallow 267.
All right, so I got a question for you. If you had $1 million, what top 5 companies would you invest in right now?
I'm investing in me. The whole million.
Me?
Yeah, me.
So not Apple, Amazon, Tesla.
No, me. I know I ain't gonna fail me.
You the best company you know.
Yeah, that I know. Me. You know what I mean?
Hey, I like that answer. That's a valid answer. That's a valid answer.
I know. I make money.
All right, so I'm here with.
I respect that.
Do you like spending money?
Clearly not.
Not particularly. I heard a story that you wanted to buy a watch, and at this point, you'd sold millions of albums, and you wanted to buy a watch.
I know the story.
Is that true? You called up your manager to see if you could afford to buy the watch.
Yeah. I think it was a Rolex. Was it a Rolex? It was a Rolex. And I asked him, could I afford it? Because they make fun of me for it, but I'm for real. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, this is the whole money thing. All that stuff was brand new to me.
So what are you wearing right now?
This is a G-Shock.
A G-Shock.
It's probably about $100.
Do you like spending money?
Y'all need to know and understand what you can and you can't afford, though. I respect it, though, Eminem.
Ray-Ban, Why are your sunglasses so expensive? Jonathan, it's a world-class brand, crafted from the finest material. Hold that thought, I'll call you factory. Hey factory, how much does it cost to make Ray-Ban sunglasses? $10 for frames, $5 for lenses. We also make Prada, Versace, and Burberry on the same line. We just stick a different price at the end. Management likes to aim for between an 800 to 1,000% markup. Wait, all those brands are owned by one company with that type of markup? Oh yeah. Global monopoly called Luxottica. They control over 80% of the world's eyewear market. They control brands like Sunglass Hut, Lens Crafters, Pearle Vision, even Oakley. Oh, that sounds bad. Oh, not at all. It's great for business. You suckers cough up $500 for something that costs less than 20 to make. By the way, where'd you get my number? Wow. I'm glad I followed John's finance tips. Ray-Ban.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's why I don't spend that kind of money on sunglasses anymore.
I got beef with every person that has a building business credit video on TikTok because 9 times out of 10, I probably watched it. I started a business in October, started the process of building business credit so I can get funding for that business at the beginning of this year. Everybody said, get these Net 30 accounts, Uline, Wrangler, Quill, all this and the third. Buy stuff for your business. Buy stuff for your home. It'll report to the credit bureau. It does not. I have 5 trade lines and no Paydex score. And I called Dun & Bradstreet, and this man from Dun & Bradstreet told me that these companies that offer the Net 30 accounts actually are not required by law to report to Dun & Bradstreet, so they may not. And if they do report to the credit bureau, then it could be like once every 3 months or once a year, something that they will not tell.
So I think I went through one of her videos. I'm surprised it's not there. And basically what she did was she contacted one of the Net 30 accounts, and she spoke to all of them. Some of them said they'd start reporting to her credit. If you are interested in building business credit.
I know, especially with social media, and it seems like everybody's making 6 figures. Right. Everyone's making 7 figures. That's what it seems like, but that's not the reality. And so one thing that I realized is that you can become the 1% by servicing the 99%. And a lot of people don't want to service the 99%.
Everything you said is so interesting because all the courses I got, I just discounted them. Like my courses was like $250 plus, like $200 was like my lowest, and I just discounted all of them to $47. So this was really sparked.
I don't know why people be charging so much for these courses. It knocks so many people out. Like the first influencer, which was the marketing. I've talked about this multiple times. The way Billie Jean is marketing, it was a marketing company who taught me how to market Google ads, Facebook ads, all of that stuff, worked with all of my ads, and I made a decent amount of money doing it. Obviously, I learned because it was kind of like a school, and once you learn, you kind of move on with your life. Well, I did. The point I'm trying to make is the way they got me into their funnel was they had a $1 sale, and when I bought the $1, it was pretty decent. So then I continued to watch some of his content, and then I bought, I think, something for $20, and then next thing you know, I just started to slowly go up. Somebody like me who's just cheap, I'd never get in your funnel if you're selling a $1,000 course. I don't give a shit what it is. It's $1,000. Fuck out of here.
The idea. I was in the club, you know, kicking it, whatever, and I was talking to someone, and he was like, "Yeah, you just dropped your course recently." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, I want to buy that." He said, "When I get my next, check, I'm gonna buy it." And I was like, interesting. Like, So I'm like, dang, it's only $200. But then I remember like reading articles, and I know like we in a point economically where it's not the same. Like we're pretty much in a recession, and people don't have that disposable income they had. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to switch it up, make a whole new strategy. I'm about to drop all my prices to make it much more affordable for people. Because when you do well for yourself, I feel like sometimes you get out of touch with reality. You be like, it's only $200, but the average American ain't got less than $1,000 in their bank account. Exactly. So I had to keep that in mind. I think it's important. That's why it's so dope what you said, how you built a $1 million empire just from $27 courses. So things don't have to be super high ticket for you to make money. You can still have, like you said, over deliver with super value at a cheaper price and still make money.
I know, especially.
Another example of that is the lead attorney. You know, I've been doing YouTube probably for like 1.5 years, seriously 2 years. And he came out with a YouTube course. And I liked the lead attorney. And when I clicked on the course, I was like, this is late. I forgot what it was. Maybe it was $600, maybe it was $800. It was just like, whatever he's about to tell me. And from what the reviews I've heard, he's got pretty decent reviews and stuff. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not spending $800 on anyone's course. I'm sorry. All right, I think that's enough. That's all I got for y'all. Hit the like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll holla.